my only value was like how much money I can make. Hey everyone, today we are going to do a recipe video for this amazing apple galette. So I'm gonna do it vlog style, and I'll explain why, because not doing it vlog style scares me. But it's a very casual video. It's technically a vlog, I think. And I also do a Q&A somewhere in the middle or near the end from the questions that I asked you guys to ask me on Instagram. And then I also made lunch in the middle of the video. So I hope you guys enjoy watching, and let's get on with the video. Hello, it's been a while. I haven't posted in a couple weeks, but today we are going to make an apple galette. I kept waiting for like the perfect lighting and the perfect day and like when I could actually do my hair and makeup, and I haven't showered in like 4 or 5 days. But today we're just gonna make an apple galette. It's one of my favorite fall desserts slash like meals to have. I eat it for lunch or breakfast. It's super easy, and I'm gonna do this vlog style because what really put me off was I started filming with my DSLR, this vlogging camera, and my phone on like an overhead stand, and it just got too complicated and it got really scary. And when I filmed my sourdough video, it was like the one time that my bread did not turn out well, and I've made sourdough like hundreds of times. So today we're gonna do a little vlog of me making an apple galette. I'll still go over like the ingredients and how to make it, but I just need to make this a little bit more accessible for myself and less scary, because I keep scaring myself off from YouTube, like waiting for the perfect time, like when everything is perfect. But today is Friday. I'm on my lunch break, as in I have Lo-Fi Girl playing on my computer to keep my Slack status green. But we're gonna make an apple galette with some apples that my boyfriend got at the grocery store. We did not pick these ourselves. We did go apple picking, and it was the biggest scam ever. It's so cute, like love the idea, but it is so expensive, and you get like 7 apples, and it's actually pretty hard to pick apples because all of them were like rotten and on the ground, or they weren't ripe yet. So we're gonna use these. And for our pie dough, or the galette dough, I pre-made this last night. This is what it looks like. So we're using an all butter pie crust. I'll put the recipe on screen. It's super easy to make. It's just flour, butter, salt, sugar, cold water. A galette is basically an open pie. It's a lot easier because you only have to do one like pie crust and roll this out, and then this acts as the bottom. I think of it as like a dessert pizza. It looks like a flatbread almost, and then you put all of the apples or pears or berries, whatever you want on it, and then you just pop it in the oven. So the first thing we're gonna do is let this pie dough sit out to warm up a little bit, just because it was in the fridge for a while, so it's kind of hard, and we're gonna have to roll this out. In the meantime, I'm gonna cut up 3 or 4 apples that I'll use for the filling. I typically, in the fall, I like to do apples or pears or both. You can alternate them. And then for like a savory dish, I'll also make a galette out of mushroom and caramelized onions, which is really nice, with like some thyme and rosemary. That time when we do like a savory galette, we usually have that for dinner. And then this one is kind of like a breakfast situation, or just like, I don't know, I just leave it on the counter and I like pick at it whenever I'm hungry. So these are Macoun apples because my boyfriend likes these the best. And I'm just gonna take 4 of them because these are quite small. So we're gonna wash these. So I have my 4 apples. I'm gonna cut them so that they're really thinly sliced. I would say probably like 2 millimeters. I don't really know how big that is. Anyway, I realized that I need to be a little bit better about filming, because unless I film during the workday, oh my god. Unless I film during the workday, I'm literally not gonna film, because on the weekend is when I like hang out with my boyfriend or do fun stuff. Because on the weekend is like the only time I have to hang out with my friends and my boyfriend and to like do non-work related stuff. So we're gonna do slices like that. So I kind of have to film during the weekday when my boyfriend's gone, because I get really shy when I film around people because I mess up a lot and I have to cut a lot of stuff out. So I just need to be better, do better. And when I get these pieces that are like on the edge, I just eat those because they don't fit. I'm still gonna try, okay? Nothing's stopping me from trying to get another angle. The B-roll, but do you see how like fugly this is? Like, I just don't know how people do this. It's so much work and it's like so many steps. Whatever, we're gonna go back to the vlogging camera. We went hiking last weekend in Maine to see the foliage because it's already started here in New England and it was so beautiful. I will never get tired of like seeing the leaves change colors, just because in San Diego like that just doesn't happen. As much as I love the palm trees, it's so stunning to see the leaves change colors. And there's also like really cute things to do in New England in the fall, like going to breweries and apple picking, pumpkin patches. It's just like a good vibe. And I also love apple cider donuts. So I think fall is probably my favorite season, just because I love the weather and the vibes and like dressing up and wearing sweaters and like a nice coat. I also don't do well when it's like that cold or that hot, so I mostly thrive only in spring or the fall. I got really into making galettes over COVID. I would make them probably every day. I remember when my boyfriend and I were staying in Rome over COVID. This was like in fall of 2020. We were staying in like this little apartment in Rome, and like every week I would make 4 of these like butter flour pie dough discs, and I would freeze 2 because they only stay good in the fridge for like 48 hours. Learned that the hard way. They grow mold really fast. But yeah, I basically made them all the time, and we had galettes for like every meal. Because you can essentially put anything you want on them. There's like a ton of different combinations, and then in the summer you can do like berries and I don't know, it's just like cherries and stuff. It's really, really versatile, and it's also like a very beautiful dish. Like it's super aesthetically pleasing and it looks really impressive when it's super easy. Like this is so much easier than a pie, and I would never actually eat a pie just because I'm not a huge fan of pie. Like it's really too much. It's just doing too much. It's too sweet and it's like so hefty. I don't know if you guys can hear the construction, but every day we have like construction workers gossiping about their like wives near our building, and we can hear it from our window, which is really annoying. Anyway, okay, I have all the apples done, and now I'm gonna preheat the oven to 375 degrees. I'm taking a bowl, and is it okay for my head to like not be in it? I'm just gonna put all the apples into this bowl where we'll mix it with the butter. This is ridiculous. I think I did too much apple. I think you're only supposed to do 3 apples, but I thought my apples were a little small, but it's fine. I can just eat the extra. Okay, so I'm gonna take a scale, but you can also use cups and measure by volume if you need to. But I highly recommend getting a scale. It's like $10 from Amazon and is so much easier to do any type of baking or cooking with. We are going to add some light brown sugar, so 63 grams, and I'll just put the ingredients on screen. It's 63 grams or 5 tablespoons. If you like it a little less sweet, I think you can also reduce the sugar, but these apples are Macoun apples, so they're quite tart. So I don't think they'll come out really sweet. Usually I would use like a Fuji apple or a Gala apple because those are much sweeter. But I like eating tart apples, but I don't like tart galettes. So I added more sugar. We're gonna do some fresh lemon juice. Okay, so I'm gonna take the juice of 1 lemon, a lemon, what is this called? Juicer? Lemon juicer? One of the best investments I ever bought, and it's super cute and it makes juicing lemons so much easier. You can do 1 tablespoon. I'm just gonna do, see how much juice this makes because these were in the fridge. I also learned recently that I was holding the juicer the wrong way. Yeah, that's definitely a tablespoon, I think. I realized recently I was holding this the wrong way. I used to put the lemon like cut side up, but it's actually supposed to be the other way. So that way it doesn't get in your eye because it always would squirt in my eye. Okay, so that's done. Next, we're gonna do some cornstarch. I am not 100% sure, but usually cornstarch is used as a thickener. So in case your apples release like a ton of water, because there's a lot of water content, I think the cornstarch helps like thicken it up so it becomes a nice, like almost like a sauce that's like sweet and cinnamony and delicious instead of just like water. We're gonna take 2 teaspoons of cornstarch. And then we're gonna do cinnamon and nutmeg. This just adds a lot of like nice fall flavor. I found out I could buy these like restaurant to-go cups on Amazon, and then I went ham on like organizing all of our spices and ingredients. So just 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, and then we'll do a little bit of nutmeg. And then we need an 1/8 teaspoon of fine sea salt. I usually just like do that. And then I think that's like about an eighth. And then lastly, a dash of vanilla extract. I forget where I saw it, but it was like something along the lines of we measure vanilla with our heart, but that was definitely way too much. It was supposed to be half a teaspoon. Okay, well, hopefully the bourbon cooks off because this is like alcoholic. I know the alcohol will cook off, but wow, that was a lot of vanilla. This is what it looks like. So now I'm just gonna take a spoon and then we're just gonna mix all these ingredients. I feel like we have to mix it pretty well because the cornstarch was a little clumpy and I just want all the apples to be like coated in sugar. I can smell the vanilla. Oh, I also want to clarify, I'm not using a recipe I made. I'm using a recipe from Handle the Heat. I typically just like eyeball how much sugar and stuff. I feel like 63 grams was definitely on the upper side, but you can basically add whatever you want to this and it'll turn out pretty good. It's actually super foolproof, and I mean that. I know I said sourdough's easy, but like sourdough is a lot harder than this. So if you want to like make something delicious and super impressive, because this just, it looks really nice, you should make this. Okay, so that's done, and now we're gonna roll this out because it's softened a bit. I just love like looking at it. Like I love looking at the butter chunks. So cool. So when you make pie dough, you use ice water so that way the butter stays cold and it doesn't melt. I don't know why, but it's just what you do. And I usually use a food processor because we just bought like a really big one, but I used to use like a fork and it works just as well. So let's roll this out. Okay, so we just rolled out the dough. It doesn't have to be a perfect circle because it's supposed to look a bit like rustic. So now I'm gonna arrange the apples on the rolled out dough. Okay, so I made the egg wash and now we're just gonna put that on with a little silicone pastry brush. And the egg wash helps the crust turn into like a really nice golden brown color when it's in the oven. Otherwise it'll be quite pale because this is just flour and butter. Then the last step is we're gonna put on some more butter. So this is by no means a healthy dish just because it has fruit in it. It's definitely very decadent and rich, but I saw this on TikTok or something and you basically just put little cubes of butter on top, and when it melts, it like caramelizes the apples, it adds a little bit of color, I think, and it just makes it like super delicious. Again, it's a very decadent dessert. It's not healthy at all, so just wanted to clarify. Okay, and that's it. So now we're gonna put this in the oven. If you have demerara sugar, like the coarse sanding sugar, you can sprinkle it on the crust. It'll look really nice, but I don't have any, so I'm just gonna pop this in the oven and bake it for about 50 minutes, checking on it then, baking it for up to an hour, and yeah. So the galettes in the oven, I'm gonna clean up the kitchen a bit just because I made an absolute mess. It's like a tornado in here. And I need to actually go back to work because it's been a while. And then I will check in on the galette with you guys when it's out of the oven, and then we'll do a taste test. Okay, I'm having a very slow work day, so I thought I would answer the questions that I asked you guys to ask me on Instagram. I asked a while ago and then I like forgot to answer them. Okay, the first question, how do you like your startup job? So I've been working in like the startups and venture capital space ever since I got to college, I guess. Like I was just really drawn to it. It's definitely getting not a little old. Like I'm still really happy to be in this type of industry as compared to like a big, like just typical corporate big company jobs. I really like it because I just like the feeling of like building a product from the ground up. Like it's just having so many possibilities and being able to have that flexibility and freedom to like do whatever you want for the benefit of your company and your product. Having that autonomy, I don't think I would have that at 24 if I were at like a big corporation. And yeah, I really love the startup that I'm at. It's like 30 people, Series A company, productivity app. So it's like, I like our product and I use it every day. And yeah, it's just like, I think for me right now in like where I am in life, it's like the perfect fit. I left venture capital. I realized I didn't like venture capital because even though I like studied finance and stuff, it just wasn't what I wanted to be doing. Like having coffee chats with new people every single day and like trying to get investments, get my investments through like with your partners and stuff. It's just a lot of soft skills and like it's way more social than like I would be able to do. So that's how I landed up like working for a startup, and I really like it. I think the benefits are also really nice because I get to work remotely, and I basically traveled all of last year. We went to all over Europe and South America when I was working for this startup, and they're just like super flexible. Like I went to China for a month. We have offsites 3 times a year, so we just went to Portugal in June and we're doing another one in Mexico in December. Everyone on the team is like awesome. I could go on forever, so I'll just answer the next question. Update a workout routine. I haven't worked out in so long. I've really fallen off the wagon, if you will. I think it's just like working from home every day. It's pretty hard to get me out of the house. So I actually just recently, like this month, got back into ClassPass again. I'll put my link down below if you're interested in joining. But I really like ClassPass because I get a variety of classes to choose from. I like doing Pilates. I like a little bit of cardio. I like ballet and bar and spin. I don't really like spin, but I'll do it like once in a while just because I feel like it's good for cardio and it's fun with the music and it's fun with friends. But yeah, I use ClassPass. I try to go 2 or 3 times a week, so like not a ton right now. I am about to sign up for the yoga studio that's like 5 minutes away with my boyfriend so we can go to yoga every day because I feel like I just need an accountability partner. I don't really have any friends that live within like a 10-minute walking radius of me anymore because I don't go to college anymore. So I feel like I need to work out with my boyfriend because we just like are together a lot because we live together, and it would just like help motivate both of us. So I really like doing yoga. So I probably, yeah, I would say my current workout routine is just ClassPass and yoga as much as I can. Where do you get your career drive? This is interesting that a lot of the questions are more career oriented, but I don't know where I get my career drive. I think I just get a little bit bored if I am not doing stuff. I would say in the past it was really unhealthy. I think now I've actually balanced it a lot more. Like I am not like rise and grind. I would say I don't work like that hard. Like I work efficiently. I'm very good at what I do and I can do it very quickly, but I actually do prioritize like hobbies and friends and like spending time with my boyfriend and reading and cooking and like doing other stuff way more now than I used to when I was in high school, just because I really thought like my only value was like how much money I could make. And yeah, that's just like simply not true because I ended up feeling quite lonely and I wasn't very good at making friends. I would say I was like pretty socially stunted almost, just because I felt so awkward. I had a lot of social anxiety, and yeah, I think it's also good to get bored every once in a while because that's when you kind of ideate and you think about like what you want to be doing with your time and what really inspires you and who inspires you and like what you want your life to look like in an ideal state. So I don't know if that answered the question, but yeah. Do you have another full-time job? Yes, I do have a full-time job. I don't make any money from YouTube anymore because I haven't done a sponsored video in like 4 years. So I would love to make money from YouTube and I would love to work with brands, but I am still building up my channel and going into like a different niche, kind of like more cooking, kitchen content, home stuff rather than just makeup tutorials. I probably will work with like very different brands. Like I won't be working with beauty brands as much anymore, but that's like way in the future. Like I want to first build up my channel and upload consistently and be really proud of the content that I make. Favorite type of flower? I don't actually know. One thing I do love are lilies. I just think they look so beautiful. They're like very dramatic and grand and they smell amazing. Guilty pleasure. If you asked me this 2 weeks ago, I would say no pleasure should be guilty, but I actually do have a guilty pleasure now, and this is so embarrassing for me to admit on the internet. But I got back into League of Legends. I used to play a lot in high school with my little brother, and I just taught my boyfriend the game for the first time, so now we go bot lane duo every time. I do play support because I usually play like an AP mage, so I outscale everyone. But I just love the game. Like, it's so nostalgic for me. It reminds me of my childhood. And it's fun to teach my boyfriend like something new, because he's used to playing like Counter-Strike and more strategy games. He's never played like, what is this called, MOBA or PvP, I don't know. But yeah, that's like my guilty pleasure. It's really, truly guilty. Are you planning on getting any pets in the future? So I would love to get a dog. I don't think we'll get one just because our lifestyle right now is not fit for it. Like, we both work a lot, and if I had a dog, I probably would not have time to like sit down right now and film for like an hour during my work day. Like, I would have to be taking care of the puppy. We just got a beautiful rug, and I almost feel like I'm just not ready to get a dog because I'm still mourning my other dog, because Butterball passed away 3 years ago, like 3 years and 2 months, or no, 3 years and 1 month. Yeah, I don't know, I just kind of like, he's still like my dog, you know what I mean? Like, I don't really feel the need to get another one because I'm like, I already had a dog, and like his memory is enough. But yeah, I think probably one day, like in 5 years maybe, we'll probably get a dog, but it depends on where we are, if we're in America or Europe, and like if we have kids, whatever. What's your diet and workout? So I already answered my workout, but my diet is very open. I actually don't do any type of dieting right now. In the past, I went vegan. I've done gluten-free, sugar-free, no processed foods. I've done very, very clean eating, and I found that it always led me to very restrict binge cycles, and now I just let myself eat whatever I want, and I don't feel the need to like overeat or binge. There's this phenomenon where everyone can kind of have an eating disorder under the guise of like wellness and health, where you say, you know, you cut out gluten because it is bad for you, but if you're like not actually gluten intolerant, I don't know enough about this stuff, but yeah, I basically eat whatever I want. I try to eat like whole foods. We don't buy a lot of like chips and candies. We do have chocolate all the time, but yeah, I try not to get like just garbage junk food because I don't know, I also don't really crave it anymore, I guess. Like, potato chips don't even sound that good to me right now. They just sound like they would make me really thirsty. Okay, I'm gonna answer 2 more because I think this video is gonna be super long. What are some of your favorite Boston restaurants / things to do? This is a great question because Boston, I have a love-hate relationship with. I really thought there was nothing to do in the city until recently. I still don't think there's a ton to do, but my favorite restaurant of all time is Yume ga Erukara, I think. It's an udon place. They have this amazing cold Nikyu udon. That's like hands down favorite restaurant in Boston. But my favorite bar would probably be Brick and Mortar in Cambridge, which is kind of a speakeasy. It's not technically a speakeasy because it's on Google Maps, but it's a really cute, like, dark candlelit place for like a date or an intimate night with friends. And unfortunately, or not unfortunately, I do really like Yvonne's because I love the interiors. It's like a really, it looks like a very old-timey like bookstore almost. But yeah, I would say on the weekend, I went clubbing like 2 months ago and I'm still recovering from it. I think I covered it in my vlog from last time, but I just don't have the stamina anymore to like drink heavily. Not that I ever did. But I really like going on long walks. My boyfriend and I walked for like 3 hours the other week and just like talked the whole time, which was really nice. When it's nice out, I think doing a picnic on like Boston Commons, Public Garden is nice. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if there's a lot to do here. I can also make another video covering more of my favorite places because I feel like a lot of Boston will be place-based just because you can't be outside for a majority, like half the year, because it's so cold and snowing. There's so many good questions. I think I'm gonna do another question video because in the past, I remember I would do AMAs and then the questions I would get would just be like, what's your favorite color? And then I would just not really feel motivated to like answer them. I think that's it for now. I need to log back on and like check my inbox and see if anyone slacked me, but I'll see you guys when the galette's ready. Okay, I changed because the oven makes the apartment so hot. Literally was sweating so much. Galette is done. It came out at 55 minutes and it smells so good. I'm gonna let it cool a bit and then we'll try it. And I'm actually making lunch too because I realized I didn't want to just have like an apple dessert for lunch. So I'm gonna show you guys what I made. I guess this is turning into a vlog. I used dried pasta from Trader Joe's. I don't know what shape this is. is, but I love it. It holds sauce super well because it has these little ridges. And I made like a little tub of pesto the other day because our basil plant has been doing really well. So I pruned it. So we always have a ton of basil leaves every other week, and I'm gonna do like a really simple pesto pasta. This is one of my favorite dishes right now just because we have so much fresh pesto. Obsession right now with pesto. I have almost too much of it, so I'm gonna start giving it away to my friends. Maybe do a little drop off. But yeah, I also marinated some chicken yesterday because we thought we were gonna have friends over for dinner yesterday, so I marinated a ton of chicken thighs, but we ended up rescheduling just because everyone's schedule was not aligning. So I popped the chicken thighs into the oven, and this is like the perfect amount. I'm gonna mix in the pesto, and honestly that's about it. I'll usually cut the chicken up and put it in here as well. This actually looks really good. No, it doesn't look good at all. It smells really good. It looks quite unappetizing. Okay, I think I'm gonna add another spoonful just because I like it extra pesto-y, and we have so much. I need to figure out how to use this all. But yeah, it's basically toasted pine nuts, fresh basil, olive oil, parm, salt, pepper, and garlic, and that's it. Gonna mix that in there. I've also been thinking about getting a different camera, and I know it's like, yeah, I literally filmed one YouTube video and I'm like, let me drop another $1,000 on a camera. But the thing that I don't like about this camera, the Canon G7X Mark II, is that the lens is really not wide. Like, this is a 24mm. Okay, I just feel like it's a little bit too zoomed in when I'm trying to do like a cooking video or a vlog. Like, if I hold it up, it's just my face, and I would like it to be a little bit more. So the camera that I'm looking at right now is the Sony ZV-F2. It's like a relatively new one. It just came out, and it's white, or it comes in white, which is the reason I like it. But it has a little external microphone, which this one doesn't, so the sound will be a lot better. And it's a wider lens, so you can hold it up, and I think it'll be like that. So it'll just capture more stuff. And I'm also thinking about making the jump to Sony for my DSLR as well, just for photography and for filming videos. Wait, I'll show you guys my pasta. There she is. It's very simple, but it's actually really good. I want to get a Sony DSLR just because I feel like a large part of YouTube, or like being into photos, videos, is the equipment itself, and having new equipment really does help you learn and use the camera a lot more. Like, I shoot everything on auto, even though I've been shooting with a DSLR since I was 12, but I still use auto. I can use manual, I just prefer auto, and I don't know how to color grade, so I don't know. I'm kind of thinking about like making it my hobby again because I used to really like it. It needs a little pasta water. But yeah, let me know what you guys think, if this camera's like okay, or if you prefer wider, or if you have the Sony one and if you like it, let me know. I know this video was supposed to be like a recipe video, but it's gotten really long, so I am sorry about that. But I'm gonna let the galette cool, and then after I have my lunch, we'll have it for dessert. Okay, it's time to try the galette because it's cooled and it's been several hours, and I need to just finish the end of this video and close it out. But here she is. So I cut myself a slice. There she is. Do you see what I mean by it's very rustic? Like, I did not roll it out into a circle because I frankly just can't do that, but it still looks like pretty good. But yeah, it's like a pizza, like a fruit pie pizza. So good. I think I added too much nutmeg and cinnamon. I would probably reduce that by a little bit. I was a little too generous, but so good. I need to take a shower because I haven't showered in so many days, and I need to get ready for our date night tonight because we're going out. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, this like vlog slash recipe video. Let me know what you guys want to see next from me. Feel free to drop it in the comments. I always read them. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. Let's hope it's next week instead of next month. Okay.